medungulia tsikanyo kepetako muvor gaba uke kreu ke zemyako a tie NEP 2020 zepu nyogo zeka zaleraje deri tini dieno nu puro putulie motale vizo slano nu a ke kra dieno nu pusudo deri putsi azshe ugo ke puzitiki tini dieno nu ke pula lerivi slano nyogo thyo a tseleke viche u Pur Chris modi release adi pusidi nyugo bu shit tu leke dio sus leba athie pusu ke dio tas point se pusu do yuburo leski buro mother tongue je multilingualism mu puro higher education institution je pusu do English nu puda do ho nyogo thiom leke mezalilo pukire ni se ke krilamuna u ke pethamye gori nyogo ke pethamye krobo NEP 2020 how translate so that nu tse she deri pugulari pure pukire ni se shizu krobo ari pugo kinu shi ari do tse zo deri tsle modazla nu ke kradi nu pula sa no okay NEP 2020 The first policy of the 21st century aims to address the many growing development imperatives of the country. This policy is based on access, equity, equality, affordability, and accountability. The policy has been framed with much thought, discussion, and deliberation, and the opinion of experts and intellectuals from all corners of the country. The world today is undergoing rapid changes in knowledge landscape. With various dramatic scientific and technological advances, there are more demands for skilled workforce and fewer demands for unskilled laborers. Now, most of the unskilled laborers are done by machine today. With climate change, increased population and social issues, infectious diseases, depletion of natural resources. There are so much of challenges ahead of us, and there is a need for skilled laborers, particularly in biology, physics, agriculture, climate science, and social science. All of these have heightened the need for multidisciplinary learning. The strength and development of a country is determined by the power of knowledge. Therefore, the right kind of education system is required to develop and produce human resources to shape the future that lays ahead. The policy emphasizes that with the quick changing employment landscape and global ecosystem, it has become increasingly critical that children not only learn, but more importantly, learn how to learn. Education must move towards less content and more towards learning how to think critically and solve problems, how to be creative and multidisciplinary, how to be innovative, adapt and absorb new materials in the novel and changing fields. Pedagogy must adapt, must evolve to make education more experiential, holistic, integrated, inquiry-driven, discovery-oriented, learner-centered, discussion-based, flexible, and enjoyable. The curriculum must be variety, not just having art, science, and humanities, but we should have art and crafts, we should have languages, we should have sports, we should have music, we should have culture, we should have values. So a variety of discipline needs to be introduced. The aim is for India to have education system by 2040 with equitable access to the highest quality education to all learners of any background. If you come from any background also, any socio-economic background also, everybody should have access to highest level of education. The policy also envisions an education system rooted in the Indian ethos. The purpose of the policy is to instill among learners a deep-rooted pride in being Indian, not only in thought, but in spirit, in intellect, and in deeds also. Apart from that, developing knowledge, skills, dispositions, and being committed and responsible individuals. Today, I will be discussing on the structure of the school education. School education, I'll talk about multilingualism also on school education. The policy, NEP 2020 policy has envisaged that the existing 10+2, the 10+2 existing school education will be modified with the new pedagogical and curricular restructuring. Restructuring of, I'll just give it to you here, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So it will be restructured from 10+2, from 10+2, 10+2 to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 of school education. Now, the first five years is known as the foundation year. And this foundation year will be broken up into two areas again. That is, the first 3 years will be of education in Angangwadi or preschools. And the second 2 years will be class 1 and class 2. Now, this 5 years of school education is also known as early childhood education, early childhood care and education, ECCE. You all must have heard about it. ECCE, early childhood care and education. It's referred to that at this foundation stage. It's known as the foundation stage. 5 years of foundation stage. Now, for the foundation stage, those who are going to work and those who are going to teach at the foundation stage, you have to be trained specifically in curricular and pedagogy of ECCE. And the teaching and learning will be based on playway and activity. These are all terms all the teachers must have already know. All the teachers, especially teachers teaching the lower classes, will be aware about the method of teaching, playway teaching method and activity-based teaching method. So these methods will be used along with developing cognitive, effective, psychomotor abilities and introducing them to early literacy and numeracy. The curriculum for ECCE will be developed by NCERT. The next stage is the +3 stage. This +3 stage comprises of from class 3 to class 5. And at this stage, it will also be built upon play, discovery, and activities of the pedagogy and curricular of the foundation. It will be based on the foundation, but here, light textbooks, very light textbooks, textbook, more light, how do I call it light, sir? Reza, textbook introduced. So light textbooks will be introduced at the preparatory stage. It's known as the preparatory stage, that is from class 3 to class 5, known as the preparatory stage. Light textbooks will be introduced. Along with that, at this stage, it will be a little bit formal than the foundation stage, but there will be a lot of interaction in the classroom, classroom teaching and learning. A lot of interaction must be there. A lot of interaction in the sense, class shiri student gobu chemistry bada shira modinu students kori participate samorosho class nu. There should be interaction between the teacher and the students. Now at the middle stage, middle stage, you will introduce, here it will be subject oriented. Middle stage also 3 years from class 6 to class 8, it is subject oriented. Now subject oriented with the introduction of subject teachers. Ugo subject teacher, shibazori humie commerce predivo maths petha, humie social science prozorivo English pethasia, we will not have that type of teachers in our schools anymore. We will have specialized teachers. Teachers specialized in English, teachers specialized in social science, teachers specialized in mathematics, and so on. So here specialized subjects will be introduced, and even specialized teachers. Along with that, it will be carried over from the preparatory stage, but more abstract concepts will be introduced, and experiential learning means experiments. Experiential learning within each subject, exploration of relations among different subjects has been emphasized by the NEP 2020. Along with that, they will introduce specialized subjects and subject teachers. So that is for the middle stage. Now at the secondary stage, the secondary stage will comprise of 4 years of multidisciplinary building, multidisciplinary study. Building, it will be built on the subject-oriented pedagogy and curricular style of the middle stage up to class 10. So middle stage nu dio subject sashi su extensa class 10 nu katsovo subjects ko. But with greater depth, with greater critical thinking, greater attention to life aspirations, but with flexibility and choices of subject. Here you can choose subjects. One of the interesting features of NEP 2020 is empowering, especially the class 11 and class 12, empowering students through flexibility and choice of subjects. As I just came in, Science College nu teni science zeba shizukrobo pubasla hanuri shikim hezodo. Non to teni zeba. Deri, you can take up science subjects, you can take up art subject also together. So just because you're taking art subject doesn't mean that you cannot take science subjects. You can take mixture of subjects in your 11 and 12, depending on what you feel interested in. And this is helping individuals, especially class 11 and 12, to design their own part of study and life plans. You can design your own life plans at the class 11 and class 12. Now, holistic development and wide choice of subjects and courses year by year will be the new distinguishing features of secondary school education. And there will be no hard separation among curricular, co-curricular or extracurricular, among arts, humanities and sciences, or between vocation and academic streams. That means, say for example, I'm going to take sports as a subject. That is a subject. You cannot say that is a optional, or you cannot say that is a subsidiary subject. That is your main subject. You're going to take physical education, it's going to be your main subject. You want to take physical education, I want to take biology, and I want to take sociology. So you can take mixtures of subjects also, even in your class 11 and 12. So I hope you understood what I shilling here. So you got your subject huburi pelevi. Solano lesaki gono, you have to introduce varieties of disciplines in class 11 and class 12. All right, so that is for class 11 and 12. That's why I'm saying there is no separation. Say, for example, in your results, when you get your results for co-curricular activities, you get A, B, and C, right? But here you will not get A, B, and C. There will be no hard separation. It will be taken equally. This is equally important with the other subjects also. So that's why you can take whichever subject you are interested in. And also, you can take vocational courses. At the class 11 and 12, we can take vocational courses with other subjects also, with other disciplines also. So these are some of the interesting features in class 11 and class 12. Next, I'd like to also highlight on the multilingualism. Now, at the school level, children will be exposed to different language early on, with particular emphasis on mother tongue, starting from the foundation stage. A little bit a little bit was mentioned by the lady who had been introducing the program this morning. So the medium of instruction will be your mother tongue. And for us, it's Tenidie. So this will be used at the foundation stage, and foundation stage that is your preschool to your class 1 and class 2, and extending up to class 5, and even going forward to class 8. So that means as much as possible, use your mother tongue for instruction. Use your mother tongue for instruction of your teaching and learning. Now, apart from that, the home and local language shall continue to be taught as a language wherever possible. And this will be followed by both government as well as private schools. It's not only in government schools. Even private schools should follow this if they come under the state government. So very high quality textbooks of science and other subjects will be available in the home or mother tongue, home language or mother tongue. And I'm sure the Tenidie community is working on this also. So high quality science textbooks will also be available, and the state as well as central government will see that it is translated into your mother tongue. And apart from that, in case where home language and mother tongue textbook materials are not available, or you have not been able to come up with a textbook of science in your mother tongue, still the medium of instruction and the interaction in the classroom will continue to be your mother tongue or your regional language. Even if you don't have textbook materials of your mother tongue, you will still be interacting with the students through your mother tongue, especially in the school education. And apart from that, teachers will be encouraged to use bilingual approach. When I say bilingual approach, I'm talking about using 2 languages. When I'm teaching, I'm using my medium of instruction, that is English, as well as I'm using Tenidie. Kinya selevimsa. No, nichu ko pethazu tiki nto angam Tenidie riselevi, seshe English riselevi, kinya selevi. Hanya sedino pie students ko pethalevi. That's why you are allowed to use bilingual approach and also bilingual materials. You can also use both Tenidie textbook and English textbooks, and you can teach the students using both bilingual approach and bilingual teaching and learning materials. So this has been suggested by the NEP 2020. Now there will be major effort from both central and the state government to invest large numbers of language teachers in the regional language around the countries. So the state and the central government is going to invest a lot to bring up teachers who are teaching the mother tongue, teachers who are teaching regional languages, and so on. So you have a lot of options also here to improve yourself as teachers. The 3-language formula, which has been mentioned by our lady in the morning, the 3-language formula will continue to be implemented in schools. However, there will be great flexibility. There will be flexibility in 3-language formula, and no language will be imposed on any state. If your region, if your state, if your community don't want to take some languages, regional Indian languages, you need not introduce it. But the 3-language learned by the children will be of the choice of the state, choice of the region, and choice of the students themselves. As long as 2 of these 3 languages, 2 are Indian in origin, native to India. 2 are native to India. That means, no English zeba, so English is 1. So shela Tenidie zeba, Tenidie 2, Hindi zeba 3 though. So 3-language formula can be applied here. So if you don't want to take Sanskrit, you need not take Sanskrit. If you don't want to take another Urdu, you need not take Urdu. So these are subjects that have been introduced into many of our schools. So what I'm trying to say here is you can choose three language, at least at the school level. The three language formula is going to be followed at a school level. So this is what is about mother tongue and multilingualism. Now moving on to the holistic and multidisciplinary higher education. Now, NEP 2020 on higher education has emphasized that it needs to produce quality universities and colleges. Now, to produce quality universities and colleges, the purpose of higher education is not just producing degrees for individuals. It's not just producing educated individuals for an employment. It is much more than that. Young educated individuals have to be socially engaged, know one's cultures and values, be productive, innovative, and progressive, and work towards the development of the society as well as the nation. NEP 2020 suggested a high-quality education with access, equity, and inclusion. It also suggested that the higher education system should consist of large multidisciplinary universities and colleges, with at least one in every district. Now I'm coming back to the language. One in every district offering medium of instruction of programs in local Indian languages. We're talking about Tenidia here. When you say local Indian languages, we're talking about our local languages. So it can be Tenidia also. At least one institution up to higher education offering local Indian languages. And we can proudly say, as Tenimias, we can proudly say that we have reached up to the higher education. Tenimia we have up to the PhD level, to the highest level. So we need to still improve. You can even come up with universities that are solely to do with only Tenidia. So you can start, we can start translating and producing textbooks also for students to be able to study and reach to the highest level. So that's why we can proudly say that we have reached up to the highest level of, and this is what the NEP 2020 wants, that each district should have a medium of instruction up to the highest level. Now, the NEP 2020 has also suggested for NRF. This is the National Research Foundation. Many of the Tenime students who want to, students as well as research scholars who want to publish their papers are finding it difficult to publish in UGC care listed peer-reviewed research journals. So this is one thing that we can start. Even Ura Academy can start with a this is a National Research Foundation. National Research Foundation, that is NRF. So we can start an NRF in the institution, and this NRF will fund peer-reviewed research within the institution, or within colleges, or within universities also. So it has also, this has also been suggested by the NEP 2020 to start with the research foundations. Now, the main thrust and recommendations written in the policy regarding higher education is to end the fragmentation of higher education institutions by transforming it into multidisciplinary institutions. That means that colleges ko bazo arts college, science college, commerce college, shimoda shidino tselikevi chehago single discipline offer tazugo colleges ko bu shimoda dino colleges ko bu varieties of subjects. That's why it's known as multidisciplinary universities. We have to start with multidisciplinary universities and colleges. And these institutions have to offer varieties of disciplines and subjects in science, arts, vocation, skill-based, art and craft, dance, music, etc. You can come up with varieties of disciplines. and including linking different courses. You can have linking of different courses and offering choices of subjects. I can take up dance and I can take up sociology also. I can take up, so what I'm trying to say is you can mix and match your own preferences of disciplines also. Now, a university here will mean multidisciplinary institution of high learning that offers undergraduate and graduate programs with high quality teaching, research, and community engagement. The policy also envisions that by 2040, all higher education institutions should become multidisciplinary institutions. We will not have arts college alone. We will have maybe arts college, rather you will have colleges offering different disciplines. We will not have colleges offering only one discipline only. So very slowly, all these colleges will phase out. Now, apart from that, at least one multidisciplinary higher education institution should be established in each district by 2030. By 2030, each district should be having one multidisciplinary higher education. Now, single stream higher education institutions, like say for example, I said arts college or science college or commerce college, all these will phase out. These colleges will not run anymore. So also, colleges which are affiliated to the university will phase out within a period of 15 years through a system known as graded autonomy. So all the affiliated colleges will also become independent universities and colleges. So if you have a college, if you have an institution, if your community has a college or institution, it has to become a full-fledged college or university that is multidisciplinary. It cannot be single stream higher education institutions anymore. So these are some of the recommendations given by NEP 2020. The NEP 2020 also emphasized on high quality, holistic and multidisciplinary education. I know I'm going a little long. I'll finish fast. It emphasizes on high quality, holistic and multidisciplinary education. And it suggests that students who are taking up science, technology and engineering should learn more of humanities. And students who are taking up humanities should learn more of science and incorporate it with subjects and soft skills. So here we're talking about multidisciplinary. We're talking about mix and matching your subjects. The flexible curriculum structure will enable creative combination. It will enable creative combination of disciplines for study and will offer multiple entry and exit. I'll come to that later on. Will offer multiple entry and exit point, removing the prevailing rigid boundaries. Say for example, in a BA today, if you don't complete your BA, you have to start all over again. If you have 3 years or 4 years gap, they might not take you back. Say for example, if you finish, no, I'm hiding no first year, second year, tira, teaching yan se lesu promo la tora. She doesn't she lavo prala ke dio. Kim hidi prala da. No first year no sedela do mo khazu no sedela da. Hakim hezo ko pette doubts ko pette tsike kriwa da chova policy unu. So I'll explain that to you. That is, I said multi-entry and exit point, removing the prevailing rigid boundaries, the boundaries that we had. So further, the policy pointed out that the flexibility of curriculum structure, cross-disciplinary and interdisciplinary thinking, cross-disciplinary and interdisciplinary thinking would provide opportunities for multidisciplinary work, including in academia, government, and industry. Now, the higher education institution, the length and the structure has also been modified. The length and the structure of higher education is also modified to 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years. The undergraduate course will be either 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years duration with multiple exit options. Now I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it in Tenidia. Multiple exit, since some of you wanted me to explain it in Tenidia, let me explain it in Tenidia. And it's good to see our Dr. Rosel here also. All right, anyway, so the multi-exit option here means, say for example, you have completed 1 year of undergraduate course. No, maidi teacher bo undergraduate course tida shida zhe certificate muli da teacher bo maidi teacher ke nie tida ro diploma course da maidi no teacher se tsile ro you'll get a degree, bachelor's degree muli da maidi no teacher se tsi adi teacher for research work tsila ro you'll get a bachelor's degree with research. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Your degree. Sala nom haidi teacher po tsiada ro so no kadamo. Shidi kada zori kadamo. Deri no su tsadi no la leri tsla san ro lerla levi. Complete tsla levi. No kya no kade shi sunu sedela levi. So, Sulanunu, we have one important, under the policy recommendation, the Academic Bank of Credit, ABC, Academic Bank of Credit, Shizubaho. So, how bank kim Hezubara, she didn't look at they were prelation, credits, kid they were mulish, so can move. And this academic bank of credit will be established with shall be established, which would digitalize your scores. They will digitally store your scores. And the academic credit earned from various recognized higher education institutions. So your credit will be stored, as well as your credit will be stored, and it has to be from a recognized higher education institutions. And from this, the higher education institutions will give you your degree, your award from the credits that you have earned. So you don't lose, even if you have only 1 year of graduation discipline. So this is one very interesting and very encouraging for a lot of people also, because sometimes you want to finish 1 year of your graduation and go for some other work, and you can come back, you can collect your credits and get your degree. Now, along with that, since we have 4 years of degree course with 1 year of rigorous research work, even the postgraduate design, the postgraduate program design will change. At the postgraduate, they will offer one year. 1 year. And this 1 year will be for those, 1 year of postgraduate will be for those who have completed 3 years of degree with 1 year of research work. I hope you got it. Postgraduate, MA tsadaro, no MA tsanaro, MA ripo design creado, ki krizo tsalevide. Nom haidi no teacher set degree course with 1 year research zero, no MA no teacher what tsuzodo. Sushila nom haidi no 3 years degree course ze, shuro MA teacher kiniedo. And another interesting feature is, if you have done 3 years degree course with 1 year research, you can go straight away for PhD. And those who have completed master's course can also go for PhD. I hope you understood. Anyway, we can discuss that later on. This new structure of higher education has been introduced in the Nagaland University, and it has been approved, and it's going to be implemented in this academic year, this new academic year. And I'm sure you'll, as teachers also, you will be able to learn more about this structure. All the affiliated colleges of Nagaland University will be following this new structure of NEP 2020 of higher education institutions. And with that, I'll come to the end of my talk, and I leave the rest of the time for discussion. Now we can discuss from Tenidia also, no problem. I hope I didn't take very long. Oh yes, before I forget, one more, which I had just forgotten. The higher education institution has high-stake examinations, isn't it? This will be do away with. They will do away with this. And they will have, like the schools, I know you know what is CCE, Continuous Comprehensive Evaluation. The continuous comprehensive evaluation will also be implemented in the higher education institutions. And they will do away with the high-stake examinations. So any doubt, any questions, or anything you want to add, go ahead.